Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a beautiful princess named Snow White. Her skin was as white as snow, her lips as red as roses, and her hair as black as ebony. Like every day, she feeds the birds in the royal garden. But her life was not easy. She lived with her stepmother, the queen, who was beautiful on the outside but cruel and jealous on the inside. The evil queen was obsessed with being the most beautiful in the kingdom. The queen had a magic mirror which she asked daily,
"Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?"
I am the most beautiful.
And the magic mirror answered,
You, my queen, are the fairest of them all. But Snow White is 1,000 times more beautiful than you.
You didn't say that. You stupid mirror.
Snow White must disappear. Bring me the royal hunter. Now.
Here I am, my queen.
Hunter, I have a mission for you. You will take Snow White to the deepest part of the forest, and you will be rid of her. Forever. If you fail, then fear for your own life. And bring me her heart as proof. With my scepter you will do it. No one will ever know what happened. Do it, or you'll bitterly regret it.
My queen, she is still so young. Is there no other way?
Bring me Snow White's heart. Do it, or you will regret it bitterly.
I will do it. As you wish. May she forgive me.
The morning dawned gently over the kingdom, as the first rays of sunlight bathed the castle towers in golden light. Dew glistened on the meadows, and the birds sang their first song of the day.
Do you remember how we always went hunting together with my father? I wish he were still alive. Where are we going today?
Deep into the forest. The queen desires fresh game. I can't do it.
The hunter saw her innocent face and her kind eyes and didn't have the heart to harm
The
her.
queen ordered me to kill you. But I cannot do it. Run as far away as you can and never return. May God protect you.
Snow White, lost and exhausted, discovers a small cottage deep in the snow-covered forest.
Who?
Will live here?
Snow White peers through the window, surprised by the miniature furnishings inside. She knocked on the door, but no one answered. Slowly, she pushed the door open and entered. The cottage was small but cozy, with 7 tiny chairs, 7 tiny beds, and 7 tiny plates on the table. Inside the cottage, Snow White, overcome with exhaustion, succumbs to sleep. Later that evening, the owners of the cottage returned home. They were 7 dwarves who were digging for precious stones in the nearby mines. The 7 dwarfs returned to their cozy cottage after a long day of mining. When they found Snow White, they were very surprised.
I am so glad that you welcomed me so warmly. Thanks.
The dwarves were so curious and wanted to know everything, and Snow White told about her father, the king, and her deceased mother, castle gardens, beloved animals.
Can I stay with you? I can help around the house and cook you meals.
You can stay, but always be careful. Do not open the door to anyone.
And always be careful.
You can sleep, Pep, in my bed, said Happy. And you can eat from my plate, said Brumby. From then on, Snow White lived happily with the 7 dwarfs above the 7 mountains.
I miss my father and the castle so much. Why? Why did he marry that evil queen?
Like every evening after a long day in the mine, the dwarves came back to the house and looked forward to dinner.
I smell my favorite food. If I weren't a dwarf, I would marry her. You also?
Snow White took so much joy in cooking for the dwarves with so much love. And another day ended above the 7 mountains with the 7 dwarves. And a new day began.
Snow White, you must be careful. The evil queen will not give you any peace. Beware, the queen will not give up so easily. I heard from a traveler that the queen had the huntsman killed.
Snow White appears thoughtful, gazing into the dancing flames of the fireplace.
You will never find me here with the 7 dwarfs.
But the magic mirror told the evil queen where to find Snow White.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
You are beautiful. But Snow White, with the 7 dwarfs, above the 7 mountains, is 1,000 times more beautiful than you.
The queen was angry and furious and devised a very evil plan. She couldn't believe what she heard and was angrier than ever before.
This time, I won't hire anyone to do it. Get out of my way forever. I will do it myself.
Using dark magic, she disguised herself as an old woman and prepared a poisoned apple.
This time your beauty won't help you like it did with the stupid hunter.
The evil queen, disguised as an old woman, approaches the house where Snow White lived with the dwarves.
Give me a glass of water, and as a thank you, take this apple, the sweetest you will ever eat.
This was a poisoned apple. Snow White didn't remember the words the dwarves always said before going to the mine. Don't open the door to anyone, and don't let anyone into the house. Always remember the evil queen. But Snow White trusted the old woman and brought the apple to her lips. The evil queen's plan succeeded. She ate the apple.
I'm feel so dizzy.
The room spun around her, and she collapsed unconscious to the floor. And Snow White set out on a long journey to the place where her beloved father, the late king, would be waiting for her. Snow White watched from heaven as the dwarves found her in the meadow, and all the dwarves cried for her. Dwarves carried her in glass coffin. The animals of the forest also gathered around her and mourned the kind princess. A hush falls over the woods, broken only by the dwarf's soft weeping. Ancient trees stand as silent witnesses to the forest's grief. Time passed, and one day a prince who had heard of Snow White's beauty came riding through the forest. Suddenly, from a distance, one heard the sound of horse hooves on the soft forest floor. A noble prince arrives, dismounting his horse with a sense of awe. The prince had heard about the beautiful Snow White and the poisoned apple. When he saw her lying in the glass coffin, he was overwhelmed by her beauty, and sadness filled his heart.
She is so beautiful.
The forest is still, filled with a sense of reverence and awe. He had never met her before, but it felt like he'd known her forever. Overwhelmed by his emotions, he leaned down and kissed her gently on the forehead. Golden light sparkles around Snow White as she is kissed. The kiss of true love broke the spell.
Come with me to my castle. I will protect you forever.
Yes, my beloved prince.
The dwarves cheered with joy, and the prince was overjoyed. But she never forgot the kindness of the 7 dwarfs who had saved her. She gifted laughter to their cabin. Fear vanished. Peace arrived. Enraged, the evil queen shattered her magic. She vanished. Powers lost. And what does this story teach us? Kindness, courage, and the love of good friends can help you overcome any obstacle. Snow White's kind heart and gentle spirit helped her through difficult times, and with the help of her friends, she defeated evil. The story also teaches us that true beauty comes from within, and that love and kindness will always prevail in the end. And here, my dear child, the story of Snow White and the 7 dwarfs ends. Now it's time to close your eyes and drift off to dreamland, where your own adventures await. Good night, and may your dreams be as magical as this story.